Hey Fortnuts, I'm Freddie with the Leaderboard, and today we've got 10 more players you meet in Fortnite. With new skins, weapons, and features to choose from, these players are taking advantage of all the bounty Epic has offered us. So, let's start with a Season 5 native, the Rift Jumper. The Rift Jumper. They were pumped when small rifts started appearing all over the map because they finally felt like the Fortnite island was home. Whether they love the wind in their face or the bird's eye view, these players are addicted to the Rift. Forget about running. Forget about shopping carts. All the Rift Jumper wants to do is fly through the sky. When they played as Thanos, they loved dropping in from the sky, and they've been chasing that high ever since. And with the introduction of Rift to Go, these players reached the next level. They can take it to the skies from anywhere, even in a golf cart, taking their squad mates with them. If you're a Rift Jumper, a word of caution: plant your feet on solid ground every once in a while. You can't always be flying high. Sometimes you gotta crash back to reality. The Silver Medalist. Yup, someone got a victory royale, but it wasn't this next player. How far is the distance between first and second place? Just ask the Silver Medalist. You might have met this player when you got a victory royale, but you may have been this player too many times. Bronze medals are perfectly respectable. Silver? Pure shame. Sure, you were better than 98 other players, but who cares? You weren't number one. The Silver Medalist might be saying, if it wasn't for the storm, if the other player wasn't a scrub, if I hadn't taken damage back at Tomato Town, then the victory royale would have been mine. Should'ves and could'ves aside, there's no escaping your fate as the Silver Medalist, because the match is over. Your only chance is to bury your shame and try again next time. The Sports Nut. Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court, but even I know how to focus up when I drop off the battle bus. For the Sports Nut, Fortnite is less about shooting enemies and more about shooting hoops. This player thought they were booting up NBA 2K, but once they realized they were actually playing Fortnite, they just made it work. More like Sportnite. Am I right? They were the first to find all the hoops for the Week 2 challenge, just to get some early practice in. Like Michael Jordan in Space Jam, the Sports Nut dunks on the hoop in retail row all the way from the one near Junk Junction, stretchy arm and all. Would not ball until they fall. The Sport Nut hits up Lazy Links for a quick 18 holes, also like Michael Jordan in Space Jam. But sports aren't just an activity for the Sports Nut, it's a way of life. They picked up a slam dunk pickaxe from the item shop before those 800 V-Bucks ever knew they were being kissed goodbye. If Fortnite ever dares take away the baller remote, I don't know what the Sports Nut will do with themselves. Probably keep playing sports? Heck, the Sports Nut might even be a real-life celebrity soccer or basketball player for all we know. Those guys really seem to love Fortnite. If a Sports Nut doesn't seem to be very good at actually playing Fortnite, it might just be NBA All-Star Andre Drummond. He's admitted to being terrible at Fortnite despite being totally addicted to it. The Backpack. You got the latest back bling? That's cool, but I've got a backpack. Here's a player you'll only encounter in duo or squads. This player is just happy to be soaking up the sun on Fortnite Island with you. Maybe they're trying to get better at the game, but their main function? Support! They're the Backpack, and if you need a bandage, a med kit, a slurp juice, or a chug jug, these guys are basically your personal vending machines. You might be the one who hears a chest, but the Backpack will definitely be carrying all the bounty. They may not be able to aim or build, but they've got drop item down. And thank God, because this guy has 5 extra item slots. Plenty of room for big shield potions, bandages, and med kits. But that's not all. This player also knows their way around a pickaxe, which is good, because if they're a good backpack, they'll have 999 wood, steel, and brick. You won't hear backpacks on mic much, but you will hear their squad mates shouting, "You got a shotgun? Give me a shotgun!" And the backpack will happily oblige. If you're lucky enough to have a backpack, remember, it's a two-way street. It's your job to keep them safe and alive, because without them, you are shit out of luck and out of bandages. The Big Spender! This next player does not mind bad weather, as long as it's raining V-Bucks. V-Bucks! The big spender is probably sporting the featured item from the shop, but that's just a fraction of their Fortnite wardrobe. They own all the skins worth having, and they're probably dropping $7,000 a day in V-Bucks on their designer wardrobe. How much is that in George Washington? Who cares? V-Bucks are king! It's easy to pick out the big spender from the minute they jump out of the battle bus. They're using the newest glider, and they've got a spiffy pickaxe too. And after a successful knockdown, they are definitely using the Make It Rain emote. The big spender knows the guac costs extra and wants it anyway. The big spender posts every cop on Instagram and waits for the likes to pour in. The big spender laughs in the face of any no skin they see. Sure, the big spender was born with a silver V-Buck in their mouth, but they'll have to pay up someday, or at least their mom and dad will. So when the big spender laughed at no skin, not such a good idea, because no skin is the next player you meet. They might surprise you. No Skin 2.0 is a rare creature, easily confused with the regular old No Skin. They love the game, but they're over skins. They don't need anything fancy, well, except for the occasional victory royale. And unlike standard No Skins, who are usually newbies, No Skin 2.0 just wants to look like a newbie. They crave the anonymity, and they love tricking other players into believing it's their first match. But beware! Don't engage with a No Skin 2.0 if you can avoid it. They're nourished by every kill, every improbable snipe. They can outbuild you, and when they do, they'll use a rare emote to dance on your grave. The Conspiracy Theorist. This next player can be hard to identify. They don't seem to be participating in the main game. They haven't taken a pot shot in 5 minutes. They seem preoccupied. They learned Morse code back in Season 4 and remain fluent in it just in case. They are the Conspiracy Theorist, and they have opinions about Dr. Vinterman. You can usually spot conspiracy theorists around any of the items that were ported through rifts. They flew back to LA to take a selfie with the Dirt Burger, and they cashed in the rest of their airline miles to go loot llama hunting in Europe. If you squatted up with the conspiracy theorist, well, good luck. You'll probably hear them muttering to themselves on mic, and you'll notice that they are weirdly drawn to Easter Island heads and dinosaur bone. The conspiracy theorist may stay up late into the night running around the island looking for signs that only they can understand. They always knew the meteor was going to hit Dusty Depot. Only fools thought it would hit Tilted. And now they know exactly where the cube's gonna settle down on the map. They're good storytellers, but the story is always changing. Because Epic keeps yanking the conspiracy theorist's chain. If you see a conspiracy theorist in the wild, make him a tinfoil hat and let him go on his way. The Filmmaker. It's safe to say that Fortnite is the most popular game in the world. However, it's got a long way to go before coming close to the greatest game of all time. Of course, I'm talking about the universally praised and popular 1996 classic, Steven Spielberg's Director's Chair. What? What do you mean you haven't heard of Steven Spielberg's Director's Chair? Well, this next player definitely has. The Filmmaker applies all they learned from the greatest filmmaking sim in Fortnite's replay feature. Players can use the same virtual camera that Epic Games uses to film weapon, outfit, and limited time mode trailers. And you better believe that the Filmmaker makes the most of it. Now, we should note that there's two versions of this player, the Spielberg and the Michael Bay. The Spielberg scouts locations on the island looking to recreate their favorite movies. They film the dinosaurs to prove that indeed they do move in herds. But just as they're trying to set up a Jaws shot along the beaches of Paradise Palms, a grenade flies in and, well, cut! That's a wrap. At least the Spielberg got their Saving Private Ryan footage. Chances are the grenade was thrown by the other Filmmaker, the Michael Bay. As you might have guessed, the Michael Bay is all about conveying the nuance of the human condition through subtle yet intricate mise-en-scène. Wait, did I not say explosions? I meant explosions! Michael Bays spend all their time just trying to set up nauseating drone shots that circle around and around them with a nearby explosion. Are these shots good? No, they're not. But are there explosions? Yes, many explosions. Now that I think about it, the Michael Bay is probably onto something brilliant. All they have to do is take a Michael Bay Fortnite replay shot, loop it for 2 hours, and release it in theaters as the Fortnite movie directed by Michael Bay. Soon enough, they'll have a net worth of $430 million. Meme Lord! But just doing it for the laughs, the Meme Lord is less an actual Fortnite player and more an elaborate performance artist. You can find the Meme Lord just trying to get a 360 no-scope, or asking every living person and bush if they know what a ligma is. You also might find them wandering around in a bush like Drake for the laughs, or flossing their way across Fortnite Island with a golden scar in hand, also for the laughs. If they're playing particularly well, you should be careful because they might just be a dog. A quick public service announcement: the meme is a dangerous disease. One symptom includes pulling all-nighters scrolling through Reddit. If left untreated, there may be no going back. That's what might be happening if you see a meme lord Leroy Jenkinsing his way into battle. They may be so buried in layers of memes that they might not even be sure which game they're playing anymore. But don't be too hard on a meme lord, they worship a higher power. Jackass! Hi, I'm Freddie, and welcome to Jackass. The Fortnite Jackass plays the game only to recreate shopping cart Jackass stunts over and over again. It just doesn't get old for them. Fortnite's physics mean that these players usually land the stunts a little more gracefully than Johnny Knoxville and co, but that's not saying much. Like a true Jackass, this player is always trying to wreak havoc. At least the real world is safe from this player's antics. Now I don't even want to think about what Johnny, Steve-O, Bam, Wee Man, and the gang would get up to if they were as damage resistant as the average Fortnite character. They might be tempted to play Fortnite themselves when they get a load of how many opportunities there are to run shopping carts off of stuff here. Just like with the show, maybe the Fortnite Jackass will try to move on to other Jackass stunts. Next time Epic decides to tear a hole in space with a rocket, the Jackass can hop on the back of the rocket to recreate the big red rocket. Let's just hope the Jackass keeps their stunts on the dangerous side and less on the disgusting. I can only imagine the chaos the real life Jackass guys could cause with a stink bomb. I've been Freddie, and if you liked what you saw, consider subscribing! Don't forget to check out our other People You Meet videos, and thanks for watching the Leaderboard, your home for video game facts.